All right, today we're gonna get into it. We're gonna try to hit a heavy set of a maximum of 5 to 8 reps for that last set. We're gonna work progressively toward that and get the most out of it that we can. Now we have a half an hour to do this, probably alone. So we're gonna do everything that we can do within that half an hour with as limited and small amount of equipment as possible. So I grabbed a set of 50-pound dumbbells. I call them my old rusties. They're my warm-up weight now. And I'll tell you this, going back 2, 3, 4 years ago, I've lost track of time. When I started kind of re-engaging heavier lifts back into my workouts and bringing things back that I used to do 10, 15 years ago, this was my heavy set. This was like, whoa, I can get the 50s back up. And that felt really good to me. And over time, those weights have just continued to go up. Now, I'm obviously living a lifestyle that's kind of catering to muscle growth, muscle retention, endurance, strength, all that stuff. 49 years old, and I'm trying to accomplish something here, and that is either growing or holding on to all the possible muscle that I can. And so these early warm-up sets are really like 15 reps, slow, all the way down, full range of motion, no compromise, not even a little bit, just to make sure that everything is loose. 15 reps, 12 reps, whatever feels good. I don't have a set number. And again, I'll keep fluid movement, motion in between sets, like right now, because I just did like a push warm up. I'll do a pull. And I'm not here to do back today, and I'm not here to do biceps, but when I'm doing a workout, I like to activate other muscle groups, if not entirely, just a little bit, just to say what's up sometimes. And in that case, it was a pull-up hold with my triceps parallel to the ground. And I watch these calisthenics guys, and they do that, and their biceps are gigantic, and their backs are gigantic, and they don't even lift weights. So I just like to do little things like that during sets, just to keep loose, keep busy, keep moving. I don't really like to sit in one spot and do nothing when I'm working out. Ever. So you'll always see me fidgeting or stretching or doing something in between sets to just move. So I have prevented shoulder injuries my whole life, and I've always tinkered with and been around some of these like kind of bigger, heavier weights. And I attribute that fact to all of this kind of arm circles, hugs, over, under. I'll do light sets of lat raises, front and side, sometimes back, but usually front and side. Nice long progression of warm-up sets. So I'm going to go from those 50s to 65s, and I'm using the Master Adjustable Dumbbells, which are the best for heavy lifts of dumbbells specifically, obviously. Because for a lighter weight, I'd rather just pick up a 20 or pick up a 30 or a 10 or whatever. I don't want to build a 20-pound dumbbell. That's, to me, is like way too much effort. And I want to get the rep adjustable set from 50 and below. But for the heavy lifts, for space saving, and for just sheer like durability, these Master dumbbells are unbelievable. You can drop them, and you have to drop sometimes. Like, at the end of this, you'll see as I progress to 100-pound dumbbells, I struggle for like 4 or 5 seconds to get the final rep up. And then on the way down, I'd go for another rep, but my arms barely go up an inch. They have to be ejected from my arms. There's no way I could get up to my knees or to get them anywhere safely. They had to go down. And I'm not trying to be a lunk alarm guy. Just sometimes dumbbells have to be dropped, and the Master dumbbells can take that hit. And when you can build out 80s, 85s, 90s, 95s, 100s, now I'm all the way up to the 110s, and not have to have all those things all over your gym, those big ass dumbbells that get used so infrequently that it just doesn't warrant to have all that space and all the effort, not effort, but like the money that it would cost for those big dumbbells. So the Iron Masters are awesome for that. Okay, so in between this set, I'm just doing a little bit of planks with knee to elbow, loosen up a little bit more. Again, I won't go too far. I'm not going to be doing these sets in between right now to failure or to even really cause super strain or too much strain. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna take it all out on the last round, and that's when I get to that heavy set, and then the drop set that follows it, and then the set that follows that, and the set that follows that. I'm gonna work it out to the end. Squeeze this in a half an hour. Okay, this is the 49-year-old musclehead workout. Not the 20-year-old every day I can go to the gym for 2 hours and chill and then just eat and then just do whatever. We got families, businesses, obligations, and we got a half an hour to make it happen. Let's make it happen. Now, these are 65s. Now, I'll take this set a little bit more seriously. It's still, to me, it's still like kind of like light work. So, if your goal is to get up to 100-pound dumbbells, for me, I start at half the weight. So if your goal is to get to these 60-pound dumbbells, then start with 20s, 25s, 30s, and just work your way up. So first set, you do it, you feel it, whatever. You keep loosening up, keep limber, keep those shoulders in motion, keep those pecs in motion. Don't ever underestimate the importance of those stretches and those warm-ups, because most guys that I know that have started lifting when I started lifting have permanently screwed up something that prevents them from doing this at my age. So you don't want that. So take the time and stretch like tomorrow too, like the day after this. So now I'm getting a little, I'm getting into it. 65-pound dumbbells after a few reps for me, I start to feel it. Still taking these real deep, slow negatives. Okay. I can release those no problem. I don't even have to drop them. So then the next set from 65, I'll build out 85s. Now, again, when I go back in time, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, again, everything's so quick when you get older, right? But when I first started to re-engage my muscle, I don't even think it was that long ago. I think it was probably like 2 or 3 years ago that I got to the 80-pound dumbbells, and I inclined those for 6. Just like, now I'm gonna attempt to get the 100s for 6, 80s for 6. I was like, damn, man, this is so weird. I can't believe it. But I guess the truth really is that muscle does have memory, because I was able to do this at one time in my life. It's not like I just developed this kind of late game strength or something. It's like I had it, but I let it all just become inactive. I didn't really work at that. I did other things. I ran. I did a whole stint with like doing beach body workouts. I did a whole stint where I exclusively did yoga. I think that's a thing that I always did that was a little bit weird, is that I would obsess over one thing and just do that thing. And so now I'm like a full-on hybrid trainer, but hybrid for me is lift, run, hike, and yoga primarily, and then all the things that fall under those kind of headings. But all right, so here comes. See, it takes a little time to build those Iron Masters. Sometimes it's a little bit of a pain in the ass with all the plates. I'll throw in another one of these hangs. I'm telling you, just throw a couple of these in. You only got a minute to work out, and just hang there as long as you can. You ain't gonna make it a minute anyway, so just try it. Weird what happens when you do this a few times a day. All right, we'll walk it out. Kind of getting ready for this next set. Again, this to me, I'm going into this next set. Oh, these are good. These are stir the pot. We got this from Tony Horton years ago. Get ready for those. And again, sometimes I gotta let the music play. I gotta let the music hit right. I gotta pace around. I gotta get ready for these lifts. It's not like I'm just waltzing up to these weights, these 85-pound dumbbells with, with no warm-up and just banging them out. And here's some side lats real quick. Just a set of 10-pound dumbbells for 10, and then a set of 10-pound dumbbells to the front. No shoulder injuries. Ever. Worst setback. Shoulder, back, knee, ankle. You gotta equally work at recovery, stretching, especially when you're an old fuck like me, that you don't get injured. All right, so I'll drop down, do another set of those plank style push up into bringing my knee to my elbow. Push up, knee to elbow. Switch side. Push up, knee to elbow. All those fun things. Alright. Out a little bit. I do one of these every day. Always want to be able to get low. Rest of your life. It's a mandatory thing that I do multiple times a day to make sure that it stays forefront. Don't let that go. Being aware of maintaining your strength and your flexibility, in these workouts. Like, I could very easily just be sitting here on the bench, scrolling through my phone, but I got some shit to do. Half an hour, man. I gotta make it happen. So time to sleep there. You could do a lot in half an hour. So if you think about these workouts, it's like these targeted, and they're not micro workouts, but they're just super highly targeted. I'm working toward a goal of getting the most that I can get out of a chest workout, specifically using incline dumbbells, and get the highest weight possible moved in the shortest amount of time possible. So that's all this is about. So another time I might choose biceps to do this with, specifically with like pull downs and curls or something like that, and mix in something else. I like to do two, push and a pull, an upper lower. So, but on this particular day, and on any day that I'm going for a max, I don't really like to pair that with something else that's just as aggressive. I just don't have the physical bandwidth for that. At least either I don't yet, or I'm just too old for it. I don't know that answer, but these are 85s. 6 years ago, these probably would have tore my shoulders off. So, I've been working at it. And I guess it really started through COVID, and I got those big adjustable dumbbells. I was putting on like 25s on each side and 10s, and the things looked gigantic and crazy. Not that these don't. These look pretty fucking nuts too, but now I'm doing 85, 10 clean. I think I might even bang out 11. And for me, my little 5'7" ass, 49, for me, that's a lot, man. It's a lot. So I'm happy with that. But again, I'm progressing toward hundreds, which I haven't fucked with since I was 20, 21, old Southside days. Hundreds on the incline. Highest I ever did was 120s. I watched this Sam Sulek video a couple days ago where he just blows out 150s. I'm like, God damn. See, that's a drop. So that might have broken Nuobel, or another one of those plastic-based dumbbells, but not the Iron Masters. Those things will chug a lug forever. I just wish there was Iron Master Generation 2 where they could flop down like that and just be faster with the changes, because the plates suck. But I do love them. I really genuinely do. Like, the grip is Coop says, the knurling. Oh, it's just awesome. Now look at that. I got the big ass, the long pins. So I have the long pins and the heavy handles. So I got the adjustable set, which goes up to 75. The heavy handles add another 15. So that's the max that you could get is 90 pounds with the short pins. So when you bust out the long pins, that's when you're going over 90, assuming that you have the heavy handles. Otherwise, they have an extension kit, but those dumbbells get, to me, see, look at that plate dropping. Super annoying, but still awesome that I have all of those weights over there in that one little box. What was I just gonna say? Oh, so you can get this big adjustable like expansion kit with these big 25 or 22.5 chunky Iron Master things, with the inside grip being that long. But I don't have huge hands. In fact, I think I have, I'd say, smaller hands, and I didn't want the dumbbells to be super long like that. It would add like inches onto each side, especially when you get up to these big ass dumbbells. So that's why the heavy handles are pretty cool, because it saves a little more space on the width, which I found was odd to me when I had those 2-inch adjustable dumbbells. Those were really weird. 2-inch being like Olympic weights go on the dumbbells. Those were bizarre. I did it and it worked for a while. It was the cheapest, easiest way, especially during COVID, to get heavy dumbbells, because you just couldn't even buy heavy dumbbells no matter what you did. People were price gouging. And I gotta say, the price of weights has kind of gone up a lot. It's pretty nuts, actually. So I'm happy to have what I have for sure. And that Iron Master set really was like, it's like what I needed to get back into the big weights. And I consider the big weights probably anything over 80, 85, especially when you get to the 100, like where I'm going next. They just feel fucking huge. And I know that there's dudes out there that are blowing out way bigger weights. But again, I'm just a dude that's 5'7", 160 pounds, 165 pounds. So these big old 100-pound dumbbells, for me, at my age, having not done this kind of stuff since I was in my early 20s, it's very trippy. It's awesome too. Like, it's a really good feeling to be strong like that again. I really like it. So fuck it, I'm gonna try to go to as high as I can go. Those dumbbells get chunky. If I add on another expansion kit, I think I can go up to 120s on each side, which I highly doubt that I'll get to, but you never know. I did them once, but God, was I fat. I was so big. And it wasn't in a good way either. I feel like I'm more muscular and stronger, or at least equally strong. Except for my incline barbells. At one point I did like a 315-pound incline barbell, and I think right now that would cave my chest in. This is my final kind of getting amped up. Knee to elbow. Couple ins and outs. Feels good. Stay loose. Stay moving. Not too much, not too aggressive, but just keep moving. 30 minutes. Okay, so the next round. Final round. Okay. You know, a little extra coffee, those goosebumps can kick in. You know, you got to get the right song to hit at the right time. You got to have the good rest. You got to have the good fuel, the good environment, right? The right timing. Everything's got to be right on that day. My kid just had a disappointing lift when he didn't get a rep of a weight that he had gotten previously, and I told him, dude, every day isn't your PR day. Every day is not the maximum you're going to do day. Sometimes it just, for whatever reason, and there's 100 reasons, it's just not the right day. But it doesn't matter, because you'll go up and over it. Don't let that stop you. Don't let that be the reason why you end your bench pressing career. Fuck that. I'm gonna beat that thing. So you'll see I pace around a lot, get ready, listen to the music. It's a weird thing to work up to, but I've got to be in the right mindset. Grab the weights a little bit. I got to feel it. I got to make sure I get my steps right from when I take the dumbbells off the rack. I got to kick it up right. And over the years, I've really worked on all of those little details, because those are all the little details that matter when you get these heavy weights in your hand, especially when you're by yourself. Yeah, I could lift the weights up off the rack. I got to get these things over my head safely. I have to execute the exercise, and then I got to get them down. So this is it, man. Goosebumps kick in. I got my hands about 1.5 inches below the top of that dumbbell. They're actually not directly in the center, if you notice that. I do that so the heavy handles don't engage my wrists, because they're a little bit tight. So I got the perfect hand placement, which is about 1 inch below the top of the handle. Get ready for it. I get really, really ready for it. And boom, boom, let's go. These fucking things, to me, are, they're so heavy. I just gotta push through. Now, I'm feeling this one. I think I'm going for it, right? So, that's the most I've ever done. This is the most I've ever done. This next one is everything. Look at that. Get it up. Come on, man. Get it. Yes. Lock those elbows. I got it. Now I'm taking like a long time as I can, as long of a time as I can, to get that negative down. Boom. There was no getting that thing back up. So you could even see the dumbbells a little twisted. Doesn't affect the Iron Masters. Those just fall right back into place. Feeling very happy about that. 100-pound dumbbells for 6. Clean by myself. That's over several years of resurrecting my old muscles, working up to a place that in my mind I feel like if I ever did it, maybe I did it once or something similar, it was a long time ago at the Southside Gym in Stratford, Connecticut, where dudes were benching and shrugging and squatting and deadlifting massive weights. So I immediately dropped, still feeling the tunes, right down to half the weight, right down to the 50s where I started. Now these reps, I'm not even counting them. Maybe I'll get 8, maybe I'll get 12. I really don't know. All I'm trying to do is get to absolute muscle failure as fast as I can, meaning I know that I only have a certain amount of time. So I'm working against the clock. So I'm not taking breaks. I'm going at it. So I'm going to do these weights until I literally can't lift them again. Look at that negative, nice and slow. Because you can always hold a negative a lot longer. You can always do more. And those are little kind of partial reps. Just pump the chest up a little bit. Let that negative down real nice and slow. Killing. This is killing at this point, right? But can you get another one? If the answer is yes, get another one. Get it. God. Now, the party's not over. I take the old Rusties to the floor, and again, now this is going to be a flat dumbbell press on my back. I'm going onto my back because the back provides the back of my arms, my triceps, support to hold these weights just like that. See, I'm holding that 50 just like that. So as I get them up, I can either bounce and all I'm trying to do is just get to the end of all of the possible muscle output and energy that I have left. Okay, so these to me are easier than the inclines. These to me are easier than them on a flat bench. So I'm going to exhaust my chest down here, and I'm just going to rep these suckers out. old rusty 50s. So now this is the third set in a row, rapid fire, and I'm cooked. But party's not over. Get your ass up. Just brush these out of the way. Head up into a high plank. Let's do some low. Bring Sally up. Bring Sally up. Bring Sally down. Bring Sally up. I'm working on that David Goggins challenge right now. It's making me nuts. As of the time of this video, I can only do 3 rounds of it. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so what I do, 6, 7. I'm not counting at this point. It's a feeling. Now I'm just down to like nothing. Now I'm down to my knees. And I'm just going to get as many here as I could get. And I mean, literally, I am in absolute agony at this point. Look at those ridiculous reps. Get it. One more. Just one more bit. Get down as many as you can, right? You're on your knees. And then on this next one, get down low. Lift those knees off the ground. Low plank. Knees off the ground. Hold it until you can't. The end. End of the story. Yeah, man. So for me, whew, that's a nice lunch break for me. I can't do this shit like this first thing in the morning. I gotta build a little energy up. This is a somewhere between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m.